What if I told you that stress isn't the problem? It's your reaction to the stress that is the problem. Now, hang on a minute. Before you get upset by that, I want to show you how this can be true. For instance, we will always have stressors in our lives. It could be the economy, it could be family situations or your work. Whatever it is for you right now, those things are beyond our control a lot of the times, right? External circumstances, there's only so much we can do. What we can do is we can change our reaction. Some people, when they're stressed, they overreact and they get upset and they might snap, or perhaps they shut down. And this can tend to make the situation way worse or way more stressful. But what if instead you learn to change your reaction to stress and you become less triggered by these stressful events? Hi, I'm Kirsten, and I'm trained as a clinical hypnotherapist, and I'm also the author of the book, Power Now, The Art of Getting What You Want. So today I'm going to share with you, step by step, how to rewire your mind to feel less stressed and more calm and confident instead. First of all, I see a lot of people trying to add more things onto their plate when they're already feeling so stressed and overwhelmed. I see people trying to meditate for 2 hours a day, trying to force fake affirmations, trying to watch all the podcasts and read every single self-help book out there. And this is only adding more things to your plate when you are already feeling so stressed. So in fact, it can cause you to feel more frustrated and to feel overwhelmed, to stop doing those things completely, and to perhaps even shut down or go into a downward spiral, because that's your mind's way of telling you that you are overwhelmed and you need to be doing less. And instead, people just shut down completely and end up doing nothing, and then they stay stuck in the rut where they're at. And that's because while you're doing all those things, you're only adding things on top, and it's piling up and adding to the weight. And a lot of those things are merely topical. They don't address the underlying cause of the stress. I'm going to teach you why it's so important to address the underlying cause and how you can do that. That brings me to the very first point when it comes to dealing with your stress, and that is to address the underlying cause of the stress. Now, most people, of course, are not aware of what the underlying cause is, and I would say it's a high percentage of people that do not know. Perhaps people will come to me and say, well, of course I know the underlying cause of my stress. It's my work, it's my job, it's this issue with my family. And no, that's not the underlying cause. A majority of the time, it's not. Those are merely triggers. The underlying cause is something that happened between the ages 0 to 7. In between the age 0 to 7, an event happened to you where your young mind tried to interpret that event, but it didn't have a conscious mind formed yet at that point. So your young mind interpreted the event and created a story or a belief, what we can also call a program within your subconscious mind. That program might be that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, whatever it is that we picked up from that situation. So you've got this program of unworthiness that came from the age 0 to 7 when you were younger, and it's planted there, it's installed in the software that is your subconscious mind. However, it may be dormant until later in life, perhaps in your teenage years or your adult years. And then something happens again that feels similar to that first situation that created the program. And this is a new event. And because this event is familiar, it creates more of this unworthiness or whatever that program is for you. And that event then creates something called a trigger. This trigger could be your job. It could be driving to work And every time you're driving to work at the same time, you're in the same traffic jam, your mind starts to list all the things that you hate about your job or all the things that you have to do. And that triggers the feelings from back then in that event, which could be the unworthiness, it could be stress, it could be overwhelm. So you see how this can apply to you. So it could be a different program, different event, and a different trigger. And the thing is, you may not be aware of any of these things. You might only be aware of the fact that I feel so stressed when I'm working. I feel so stressed in my career that I feel overwhelmed and burnt out and I shut down, and I know I can do better, but for some reason I just can't seem to manage. And I feel like I need to take a big break, take time off. But I want to encourage you that taking time off is not what you need. You don't need to sacrifice your momentum in order to recover. Because what happens when we take time off because we need to, what usually happens is we are pulling ourselves away from these triggers so that we feel less stressed, which, yes, initially this will help you to feel less stressed if you avoid all your triggers. But how practical is that in life, to avoid all your triggers all the time? And what happens is when you do that, when you avoid all your triggers, you're actually lowering your resiliency so that every little thing can start to trigger more often, or it can start to feel more heavy and it can trigger you in bigger ways. So instead, what you want to do is you want to go all the way back to the root cause, that program that was installed during that event that happened that you may have no idea what it is, right? And I'm not asking you to sit and try to think what it is, because odds are your subconscious mind will block it from you. So you want to heal this part of the mind, and you want to update this outdated program. Perhaps we have this belief or this program running in the background that I'm unworthy, and that is causing stress for us at work. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel I can keep up. I don't feel I belong here. Maybe I should downgrade. Maybe I should move careers, whatever those thoughts are. So when you address the root cause and you heal it, you process that event or that memory, then what happens is it's as if you created an update in the software system that is your subconscious mind, and that update can be immediate. A lot of the times when I work with clients, they are so surprised, and I'm always surprised too, because it's just amazing to see someone change so rapidly, that you can go from feeling like you're such a mess and your life is falling apart to healing and suddenly feeling confident, feeling in control, feeling in charge. And when you heal from the root, guess what happens? You also heal the other event and the trigger. So that means that this trigger is no longer going to go off for any and every reason like it's currently doing. That means that you will feel less triggered by the same situations that are currently triggering you now, so that you can go to work and have all these things thrown at you, as life is going to continue to do. And instead, because you're no longer feeling that trigger going off, your mind's no longer triggered by it, that means that you're no longer triggering these emotions, and instead we rewire your subconscious mind and we update it with a new program instead. So I always ask clients what it is that they want to feel instead when challenges arise for them. So perhaps instead of this unworthy feeling that we've now eliminated and deprogrammed out of the subconscious mind, so instead they want to feel confident and clear. So we create the new program, and then how this looks going forward is that when they encounter another event, something bad happens in their life, because let's be honest, life will continue lifing. There will continue to be highs and lows, and that is beyond our control. The main thing we can control is how we respond, not react, right? Reactions means it's out of your control. We want to change how we respond to these events. And you can respond from a place of being in control, a place of calmness, confidence, standing in your power, and it will make a world of a difference. What begins to happen is that we have this new program that you are going to remain calm and confident, and it's something that your mind automatically will upgrade to once we've healed the past. And then what happens is the new event, whatever that's going to be, we don't really know. We just know that life will continue lifing. There will continue to be stressors or challenges or events that show up in your life. However, now you have the ability to control your response to those events. And you are no longer having that trigger. Instead, even if you want to, you can create a new trigger to remind yourself, oh yes, I want to be calm, I want to be confident. And it can trigger automatically within your subconscious mind because it becomes your new way of being. It becomes your new habit, your new automatic response. And what tends to happen that I've seen with a lot of my clients is that when we get to the root cause of what is triggering the stressor or what's triggering the undesirable outcome in your life, the habit that you want to change, when we get to the root cause of this and we heal this, we are dealing with any emotions or memories that were suppressed and repressed, and we are expressing those and releasing those in a way that is going to be healthy and healing to your mind and even your body. You can feel lighter, healthier, more energized, younger, and more youthful. It's always surprising the things that my clients say to me that they feel because everyone responds differently. Everyone holds stresses and repressed emotions differently inside their body. And then ultimately what we've done is we've neutralized the trigger, the old trigger, so that it's no longer triggering for them in the same way. And this process of healing the past by getting to the root cause, it helps to regulate the nervous system because it's possible, entirely possible, that during this initial event that happened, your nervous system got stuck in a fight, flight, or freeze response, and you're unconscious of that. And it's kind of like you're going through life and you always feel stressed. You feel like you can't turn your thoughts down. Your thoughts are going a million miles a minute, and you always feel tense and on edge, and you're aware of everything all the time. Once you have healed this root cause of the stress, it's as if you realize that you've been holding on to these heavy suitcases for all these years and your body's so tense and tired from holding on so tightly. And so you realize, what am I doing carrying this baggage when it's not even mine and I no longer need it and it doesn't benefit me? And you let that baggage go. And then you feel that feeling of weightlessness, of letting go, being free, feeling lighter. Feeling your body actually resting for the first time in several months or years. That's why a lot of people tend to see that they feel so much more energy after this, because imagine how much energy was going into that root cause and being stuck in that fight, flight, or freeze for so long. Now you've freed up that energy and you can direct it towards the new healthy habits that you want, the new responses that you want, your new way of being, that you want to be calm and confident and clear when challenges arise. And that's why we establish a new response to the stressors. And it's something that will help you to feel more resilient so that throughout this whole time, you don't have to avoid stressors or challenges. In fact, you keep facing them because you see that you are feeling stronger and more resilient. And it feels as though you've hit the refresh button on your body and your mind and your energy levels. And then you realize that you have the ability to manage the things that come your way. If you would like to learn more about how to reprogram your mind, you can order your copy of my book, Power Now, The Art of Getting What You Want, and I walk you through step by step how to use things like self-hypnosis, how to rewire the pain of the past, and if you would like guidance and support, I do offer one-on-one sessions, and I can help you to feel less stressed in 90 days or less by going through this exact protocol with you, where it will feel so easy and effortless and natural, and you'd be surprised how quickly you can start to feel like yourself again, or perhaps the 2.0 version of yourself. I would absolutely love if you subscribe to my channel, and I will teach you how you can rewire your subconscious mind to attain your goals and create a life of more happiness and fulfillment starting today. Your mind is incredibly powerful. Your transformation starts here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.